So I'm very excited today because I have one of my friends here who I actually am like, this man, the music, the art, the content, it gives every time. I'm here with T.Cooke. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you feeling?
Hey, I know it sounds stereotypical, but blessed and highly favored. That's always my answer lately, so I'm going to stick with that.
I love that. I'm so excited about this interview because I feel like we were supposed to do it face-to-face for so long, but we're never in the same place. So I'm really excited about that. Plus, I genuinely like the album, like so much. But when I turned it on, I think I texted you. When I turned it on, I was like, oh, this is something different. Mm-hmm. I was not prepared. So before we even jump in, where were you mentally when you created this album? Because it's giving very like Russell Williams to Future.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that that's what you took from it, because that's definitely the mentality that I was in. I just wanted to do something that was like a stark contrast from any other music that I had did previously. Life circumstances brought me to that headspace. Okay. And besides just wanting to make some music that was just fun and not super duper like serious. Okay. Yeah, this is just what came out of me. Like, you know, naturally, like I'm not into forcing things. Yeah. So like after I did 7 Cities, which was basically like my autobiography as an artist. Okay. And then it's like, well, dang, I didn't gave my whole childhood and adolescent story. So, like, what do I do next? Yeah. And this tape definitely, and this album definitely, it's just like on some grown up stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm definitely like mature now. Like when I dropped 7 Cities, I was like 26. Okay. I'm 31 now. Yeah. So it's like that maturation process just coming into a man. So, that's just kind of where I'm at though.
Okay. You mentioned like life experiences. Was there something in particular, like a moment or experience like specifically that was like, okay, this is taking me into my villain era, like you've mentioned? And if so, can you tell me about it?
Probably a few. Oh, you trying to get the tea for real, huh? That's probably a few instances that just like, I don't know, like it was funny because I was playing with album titles for that. Like when I recorded this project, I didn't have a title. Mm-hmm. So I literally, like, it started off as a mixtape. People don't know. It started off as a mixtape. At one time, I was even going to get Izzy the DJ to host it. I had been talking to him, and we was going to cook something up. But then, like, as the project matured, it started to sound like more polished, more like an album. So I'm like, why should I downplay my own music, you know? Right. But to go back to your question, like as I was recording certain songs, so people don't know, as I started working on the tape, I might have had 15 or 20 songs that I wrote, but I knew I was going to pick the best 12, right? Okay. So I had 9 solid ones, and then as I was working on the album, my creative juices started flowing. So I made the intro as I was working on the album. I made Lay Down as I was working on the album, and I made Face Card Valid as I was working on the album. So it's like these songs I didn't have going into it, but like just flowing and getting in my bag, these songs came up. But as far as, I know you probably feel like I'm ducking the smoke, but I'm not ducking the smoke. It is literally like, it's some instances that happen with some women that didn't really turn out how I would want it to. Okay. And so, and then it's like, especially when you give your all to something, and it's like you really put a certain amount of energy, effort, money, time into someone, and then it just don't pan out how you see it. It does, like, even if you're the most kind-hearted or genuine person, it can put you in your villain era. So it's like, that's definitely where I'm at right now. And I feel like my music should always reflect where I'm currently at, good, bad, or indifferent. Like one of my idols, Ye, all his music, it definitely will let you know what headspace he's in. And so this is where I'm currently at. Don't mean that I will always stay here, but for right now, 2023, that's where we're at.
Got you. You know, I knew Ye was going to come up in the conversation, and I know he's one of the, like, your big influences. But I'm curious if there's anyone else, like artist wise, or even like, you know, film, anything like that, entertainment wise, that inspires you that maybe your fans would be like surprised that our people?
That's a great question. Well, besides Jay, like you said, aesthetically, Tyler the Creator.
Okay. Ooh,
with his films and music videos and just his overall aesthetic.
Okay.
Especially the lighting and the colors. I'm big on colors. I'm big on lighting, especially us black people. We need to be well lit. Okay. Like I stress to all my editors, my directors, anybody that I work with. I'm a dark skinned brother, and when I step in front of the camera, I need that lighting to be right. I don't play about that, and they know that.
Yeah.
And so Tyler, I think he's aced that. He's got that in the bag. Childish Gambino from Donald Glover from just a screenwriting standpoint. And just everything he did with Atlanta and Swarm and all his projects. Yeah. He's definitely ahead of his time. And recently it's like I'll throw this in there. Lil Dicky, I be watching Dave and just like the way that he's been able to merge his artistry into a sitcom, like, or not even a sitcom, but just a series on Hulu. Like, I would eventually like want to do something like that, because it's like there's parallels between T.Cooke and Trey, and like people call me Cook. People call me a bunch of different things. Yeah, so it's just like to kind of try to find that sweet space. I definitely want to do like, you know, more stuff like Name Drop, and just more stuff in the future. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, that's part of how we connected film wise, because I love that you're like, I do this, but I do this too, and I do this as well. Is that something you're going to tap more back into filmmaking? And also, how does it differ creatively, like when you're in your artist bag versus like your filmmaking bag?
It's a great question. I definitely have, I definitely want to get back into the film bag. Last film came out. Well, we premiered it at the end of 2019. It released on Amazon Prime in 2020, top of 2020 during the pandemic. So yeah, it's been a few years since I tapped into that. We working on some stuff behind the scenes. So yeah, if we can, you know, get everything together and I can get the funding for real to do it how I really want to do it this time. Yeah. Definitely want to get back into that. And as far as like how it differs from like, I look at all of it like it's just artistry. So it's like when people try to put me in a box, that's one of the things that like really pisses me off the most, because it's like, yeah, I'm an artist. Well, people call me a rapper, but I'm really an artist though, because I got my hands in so many different things, like art direction, album direction, just everything. So I don't know. I'm just an artist, and I don't know, when I create, I don't look at it really any different. It's just a laser focus that you have to have. Right. And like my manager knows, like when I'm tapped in, when I'm locked in, like nobody can get me off of that high horse that I'm on right then. Like nobody can get me off my square. So it's just like, but I'm definitely interested in doing more film stuff for sure.
Exciting. It's like, cause I feel like a music video is brewing too. Like,
I don't know, you're the like second or third person that said that. It's like, I mean, all right, let me throw a question at you.
Okay.
If it was a song off the project, off the album that we had to do a music video for, which one would you want to see first?
That's a good question. I maybe Face Card Ballad.
Okay.
Maybe 304 to 305.
Okay.
A few. And I know you like it's an intro, so I don't know if you could do a video, but I feel like that could be fun somehow too. I know I've seen what you've done on TikTok. We're gonna get to that too.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's so much that or Vacation Bible School. I can see that too.
Vacation Bible School, yeah, I definitely want to go to New York to shoot that. Like a running gun style. Like, those are all good, just solid choices. Okay. I definitely will keep that in mind. Yeah. But no, we working on some stuff behind the scenes. Okay. I definitely don't feel like I want to like leave my fan base like without some visuals, because that's what I'm known for. Like even like when I was getting features for the album, first thing when people was coming to lay their features was like, we shooting a music video for this? Like that's the first thing they wanted to know. And I'm like, hey, if the people, I gotta see what people gravitate to. Because in 2023, I'm not into just wasting a bag. You know what I'm saying? I don't really talk about numbers, but my last music video with Young Money Young and Izzy the DJ, that budget was through the roof. Wow. So
it looked like it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I just don't cut corners when it comes to visuals. So I just feel like in the day and age we at now, you could almost go viral for less money. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's a real ROI or return on investment in doing big budget music videos if you are a local artist. Unless you have moments in there strategically, like, okay, I'm doing this to go viral. Yeah. You could go viral, like, the dude, I think his name is like Fuji Raw or something like that, and he like did that little Waffle House music video where it was like a minute long and it went viral on like TikTok and Instagram. It's like the dark skinned dude, he got goals in his mouth. Oh, or whatever.
Yes, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and like yo, like just shooting something like that. I think they did that on an iPhone, and like yo, his impressions and followers and everything went up just doing that. So I'm like, I'm looking at things like that, like how you said, like how the intro went viral like a week or so ago. Like that didn't cost me no money to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like $500,000 on TikTok right now.
How'd you feel when you saw that? When you saw how it was blowing up?
Man, look, the story behind that is so crazy because so I had been working on, people been asking me like, yo, my man's hit me and was like, yo, whoever you got to do that video for you, they snapped. I was like, thank you, sir. That was me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I edited myself. Because like, I just have the eye for like, okay. And I took a bunch of clips from all these women that I'm mentioning in the song, and I was like, okay, nah, this is the best one. It's just having a keen eye. You really gotta comb through stuff like with a fine tooth comb. So like, since I know I have the eye, like I was just like, yo, I'm gonna chop this up myself. So I think I finished it on like Mother's Day. Like at the end of Mother's Day, and I had sent it to my brother, who is also my stylist, and he's been styling me for everything that y'all been seeing coming with the visuals as of late. And I sent it to him. I just texted to him, and he was like, he called it ahead of time. He was like, yo, this might go viral. This might go viral. And he called it. And like, sure enough, I dropped it on TikTok. And within like, I want to say like the first like 3 to 5 hours, it was already at like 10,000. And I'm like, yo, that's only the 4th TikTok I ever posted, because I don't even be on TikTok. Like,
I think so. I was like, you have a TikTok?
No, like I don't promote it. I literally don't be on there. Like I have it, and I be watching other people's content. But I'm like, okay, I just dropped the album. I got to get my content out there. So yeah, like I went to bed at like 3 a.m. It was like at 10,000, and I prayed to God, and I was like, yo, like, have your way. You know what I'm saying? Like, have your way. And when I woke up, it was at like almost 80,000. Wow. So I was just like, I know when people been preaching, yo, TikTok, you got to get on TikTok. You got to get on TikTok. And like literally, I have seen my streams. I have seen my Spotify numbers, my Apple Music numbers as a direct correlation to that intro going viral. Amazing. So I think it's working out to my benefit, because since the intro is the first song on the album, people are clicking on that, and then they letting the rest of the tape run. So it's like God works in mysterious ways. So I'm just really blessed that, you know, that happened for me, and I'm like, I'm definitely want to, you know, just feed the machine and do more. So
it was exciting. I'm telling you, I pressed play. I said, oh, like coy get coy. I said, this is we getting spicy. I like it. You know what I mean? Have you ever slid in a celebrity's DM? What'd she say?
I ain't slid in nothing yet, but I'm hoping that's why that was the verbal slidage. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, they get to mention. Yeah, so if people like tag them in it, or if it go viral enough and they see I mention their name, like maybe they'll post it and be like, okay, that's how you feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, and then it's like, okay, then it just make it that much easier. You feel what I'm saying? So like the intro is kind of like, I guess if we was at the bar, that's just me like sending a drink, like, yo, I see you. You feel what I'm saying?
I see what
you feel what I'm saying? And then like after you accept the drink, then I come in and with the, you feel what I'm saying?
Very different from the like, what's up? It's
it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but it's like, no, I was really talking that talk up there, because it's like I need to let people know like I'm on timing. You feel what I'm saying? Because like after taking 5 years off, people have the tendency to either try to forget you or forget what you capable of doing. And that's why I came back with a vengeance on that intro. That's why I say, yo, this is what I sound like after 5 years. People don't know, but that was a nod to one of my favorite rappers, Mace or whatever. Because like when he came back with Welcome Back, and he came back with Breathe, Stretch, Shake. It's like, yo, this is what I sound like after 5 years. So that was like a subtle nod to that. And then the whole intro is really just paying homage to Biggie Smalls. That's why I say R.I.P. B.I.G. And it was kind of like a 2023 version of like Nicki, Barbie Dreams, and just paying homage to Biggie. Biggie was one of the first to do it, so I just did my rendition of it with all the the girlies from R&B and just everybody that's popping for real. So, but I was actually like surprised at the feedback that I got on TikTok. I'm reading the comments, and it's all positive. It's like 95% positive. And it wasn't even negative, but people are like, well, why you ain't say Nicki and why you ain't say all these other people? And I'm like, first of all, like, shout out to the Barbs. I don't want no smoke. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I rock with Nicki, but it's like she's happily married with a kid. I try not to be that disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But people are like, we don't care. Put Megan in there. Put Nicki in there. And I'm like, yo, I mean, y'all act like I can't do a part 2 though.
Yeah, dang, I forgot Megan in there. You got Megan in there.
I put so many in there. Somebody's bound to get left out. But it's just like my biggest thing was I was pushing diversity and inclusion. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you short, tall, slim, thick, whatever it is. Like, yo, I want to let people know, like, women come in all shapes and sizes. And we not going to sit up here and discriminate against no type of woman. Because, like Ray Sherman said, I ain't got no type. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't got no type. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. Yeah. For real.
Wait, so you really don't have a type?
So that's a good question. Nah, like, for real. I don't have a prototype. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I thought I did, but then she ended up not being worth a damn for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when the prototype gets shattered, it's like, okay, now you open to experiment with all different types. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like my biggest thing I always tell my brother is I tell him in regards to women, everybody can't have everything. What I mean by that is you can have a shorty who aesthetically in the face is a 10, but her insides is piss poor, which makes her rating go down. But you can have somebody that's like a 5, 6, or 7, but their heart and their energy on the inside, everything is pure, which brings their rating up. So a lot of times when these dudes be trying to slide in these women's DMs on Instagram just because she popping on Instagram, she got this many followers or whatever it is, bro, I can almost bank money that her inside might be piss poor because she might not have ever had to really develop her personality. She always could fall back on her looks and blah, 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 blah. So it's like, yo, everybody can't have everything.
That's the bar. I think a lot of people need to learn that because, I do think sometimes we have this image of what we want and it doesn't match and then you hurt it. You know what I mean? So I think that's but we got to get into the songs too. Okay. And I have a way I want to get into it. I enjoyed the podcast too. Yes, which I want that to come back also. Just throwing that out there.
Hey, it might make its way back. The Trouble Pod. Stay tuned.
Yes, Trouble Pod. So I know you don't mind a little trouble. So I'm gonna give you some ideas. Okay. And you just tell me your pushback or if you agree. You just give me your viewpoint. Okay?
All right, let's get it.
So one of your songs was Big Bills. So, Destiny's Child, Beyonce. First of all, I love that backbeat. So we want to talk about that. Like, what is the most expensive thing you got? It could be a gift or something you bought for yourself that you were like, I shouldn't have bought this. Like, you feel bad about it.
I thought you was going to go in a different direction and ask me, what's the most expensive thing I bought for a shorty?
I thought about it, but I was going to let you off the hook. But, I mean, we could do that, too.
No, either one. I'm trying to think. Most expensive thing that I bought for myself that I was like... Or girl.
Do that, too.
I don't know. I didn't really like. I didn't blew a little bag. Ain't no cap. Like I didn't blew a bag on myself, but mostly like if I'm talking to a shorty and I see us having a future, like I will invest my time, energy, and money into it. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And even if it don't turn out like I hate when like women be like, oh, I broke that nigga pockets and da. Yeah. First of all, sweetheart, let's just be honest. Like, whatever I spent ain't gonna put me in a poorhouse. That's just number one. Because if it was, I wouldn't have spent it in the first place. So don't feel like you coming up off of me because you just got some, you know what I'm saying, a bag off of me or some Yeezy slides or whatever the case it is. It's just like, nah. It's like we chalk that up to the game. Ain't nobody mad about that. You know what I'm saying? You can, if that's all you wanted, you should just said that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm saying with that. Yeah. But as far as what I've spent money on, I mean, probably just like clothes that like with fashion, when you keep up with fashion and you as drippy as I get with the fashion, a lot of times something will be like in style
Yes.
3 months, and then 6 months is like gone.
Okay.
So it's just like just buying different shoes or buying just different stuff, and I'm like, bro, I wouldn't even like. It just be dated.
Okay.
It get dated quickly.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, like Balenciaga, certain stuff, like certain styles and stuff. It's like, be like, dang, I really just bought that. And it's like,
now I'm not wearing
that's
it.
not even cool like that no more.
Okay.
Like, people be looking at you like, dog, that's last season. And that, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, this fashion. But when it comes to just like, if I see a future with a woman, I'll invest in, you know what I'm saying? Just like I said, like, I got a song like on the album like Ain't Tricking. Like, it ain't
if you got it.
Yeah, but it ain't tricking if you got it though.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't ever think I'm overexerting myself if I choose to just blow a little bag on you or whatever. Like, don't think that you coming up off me. I wanted to do it out my heart. Out of the kindness of my heart. So that's just how I feel about it.
That energy. Okay,
you know what I'm
that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
For sure.
Okay, now, friends with benefits. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a little controversial opinion. First of all, this don't apply to me no more, but I'm just saying, back in the day, like, if that was the situation, I feel like I still need the treatment. Like, if you're friends with benefits, you still got to give them the girlfriend treatment, the boyfriend treatment. You still got to create that facade. But some people disagree with that.
I mean, I see that point of view. I see that point of view. That's a very good question. For me,
what's your thoughts?
My thoughts was, if I was talking to a woman and she would have acted right, it wouldn't have pushed me to the point where feeling like, well, you know what? I just need a friend with benefits.
Okay. Also, she got out that, so that's why she's a friend with benefits.
Nah, what I'm saying is, deep down inside, I have a tendency to want to. Okay, if I like somebody, like eventually I want it to turn into something more.
Okay.
Because it's like. With Jagged Edge say we ain't getting no younger, might as well do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's give it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the energy that I normally give off.
Right.
But when I don't receive that energy back and it's not reciprocated, then it's like, okay, now I'm on some FWB. I'm on some friends with benefits. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what the headspace was making the song in the first place.
Okay.
Because it's like, well, if I'm not gonna get what I want out of it, then I ain't gonna give y'all what y'all want out of it. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's why I made it. But in regards to like just the specifics, I feel like what's understood don't gotta be explained. So if we rocking, you don't gotta necessarily, I mean, put a title on it for real. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't gotta, because sometimes titles do mess stuff up for real. But at the same time, I mean, it can get convoluted real quick. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how you feel about it though.
Wait, what?
How you feel about it?
This is about you.
No, it's about me.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying too. I think that eventually, if you like somebody, that's the route you're going. Yeah. But I think it can be easy, men and women, to get caught in their friends with benefits if you don't have that conversation or move eventually. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's easy. People be FWBs for 20 years.
Nah, that's insane.
Okay,
but it's like somebody. But no, I mean, I know that does happen.
Yeah.
But you know, a shorty asked me like, "What are we?" And I told them, "We are farmers." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's just the energy I'm on now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We are farmers. It's crazy.
That should be on, bro. So it's
okay,
like,
all right. Sorry to you, sis. Whoever you are, dang. Okay, but I feel it. So, okay. Now, I also want to know, what makes somebody a 304?
That's a very good question.
Yes, and first of all, I love that flip too, because I used to talk with the calculators. I did catch that in the last interview.
See, so I'm glad you caught that, and that's why I be saying, like, I be putting like concepts out there that it's gonna take a while for people to catch on to, but I'm glad you definitely hip on that.
Yes, I like that.
For me, a 304 really is just like a shorty that's more about her bag than or messing with somebody who has a bag. Okay. And kind of like, you know, making him trick off on her for real. And then so it's like, or like, you know, just trying to come up off a dude. Like, that's some 304. Like, that's some hoe stuff to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'm gonna break him for his pockets, And I've been talking to, I've dealt with females that they come off one way at first, but they end goal is normally, yo, I'm gonna see what I can get out of this dude. They taking a page out of like Saweetie. If he can't buy you a Birkin, send him back to the streets. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, they not gonna automatically always present themselves as a 304 from the jump.
Yeah.
But over time, they might reveal themselves to be a 304.
Okay.
So this specific song is like, I dealt with a shorty who was from the MIA.
Okay.
And she just happened to be a 304 from the 305. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she used to quick money. She used to, you know, like, yo, and if you ain't even, that's why I'm saying in the song, I'm painting a picture of like, bro, if your bag not right, she not even gonna entertain. Like, and it's not necessarily about love. It ain't necessarily about looks. It's about, yo, what can you do for me? You feel what I'm saying? If you ain't got a bag, bro, go ahead. And so,
what do you think about that? I feel like I know there's so many relationship podcasts and stuff, so I'm not gonna go too deep. But I'm just curious your thoughts on. I feel like everything is very like transactional right now. And on some level, I get it because you guys, you got to look out for yourself. But on another way, it's like, dang, guys, let's love each other. Like, just curious. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are like when our parents and stuff was growing up, like that generation, like they was listening to Al Green, Let's Stay Together. They was listening to, you know, stuff that was like had a good message to it.
Right.
And now like this generation, it's like we doomed because we listening to NBA Youngboy. We listening to stuff that's not even on and I you know, it's a time and place for everything. I like Youngboy, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, yo, it's just like our whole priorities and just morals is like everything is just, the world is different than how it used to be. So I think that's half of it. And then like I just started just noticing like years ago when I was like in middle school or whatever, like, yo, if you was like with a cell phone company, they'll lock you into like you had to do a 2-year contract. Now none of the cell phone companies do no 2-year contract because like, bro, they know people have commitment issues. You feel what I'm saying? Since everybody got commitment issues, it's like they got one toe in, one toe out. It's like, I'll see, but I don't want to be locked down. And so it's like, that's just how I feel about everything. Like now, for real.
That's real. I think that's very true. And then the last one I'll do with the viewpoint questions kind of thing is, of course, we got to get into the intro. So I want to do a little F, Marry, Kill. I mean, I don't really, Kill seems dramatic, but you know what I'm saying. And I'm going to go Coco Jones, Lizzo, and SZA. I love SZA. So
that's crazy. F, Marry, Kill.
Yeah.
Coco Jones, Lizzo, or SZA.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm a F SZA.
Okay.
I'm a marry Coco Jones.
Okay.
Kill Lizzo. Sorry, Lizzo.
Okay. I'm cool with that pick. I feel
like that's pretty solid.
That's a solid pick. Okay, because I was like, we gonna figure it out somehow. Because I feel like you just got everybody in there, so we gotta get down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, but. You know, I love the intro not only because of the music and everything, but, you know, I've told you this, like, I like lyrical content, but I completely understand what you said about the comment about, like, the Jack Harlow, Pusha T thing as far as, like, albums feeling fun.
Yeah.
And what I like about your album is, like, it does feel fun. It feels like, you know, summer. Like, you can have it on the background while you're out, but at the same time, it's definitely lyrical, which I can really, really appreciate. Do you ever have moments where you listen to like music and you're like, you know what, I feel like it's changing, like I don't feel inspired anymore? Do you have those moments, or are you still loving the fun content?
I just think it's a generational thing. Like I just feel like, I don't know, like I understand why artists like, and I understand why like someone like Ye says like Playboy Cardi or Lil Uzi Vert is the future. Okay, like I understand it. Okay, but like. That's not the music that resonates with me. Okay, gotcha. So like when they drop, I peruse it, I skim it, I listen to it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I can tell that like it's just an age thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's like I respect their art. I respect them as artists. Yeah. It's just not my thing. Just like my music might not be somebody else's thing. Okay. I can't take offense to that. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got music dropping every Friday like crazy. So it's like I feel like. And I appreciate what you said about it. I feel like I was trying to find us. Like, I come from a cloth of lyricism. Like, I started writing when I was 12 years old. Like, because I'm looking at Bow Wow, I'm looking at Lil Romeo. And I'm like, yo, if they can do that, I can do that. Right, you know what I'm saying? So, I would be in my bedroom late nights writing on in a pad. And I thought I was the hottest then. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, I was just good for my age. Yeah. But that gave me the skill set and the foundation that I'm still holding on to today. Yeah. So when I talk about just you know, other albums, everything don't gotta what I've coined as lyrical, miracle, spiritual. Okay. Everything doesn't have to be super duper, because like people are not trying to listen to a dissertation, even though people do like lyrics.
Yeah.
My thing is trying to find a sweet spot.
Right.
So like as much, even my most dumbed down stuff is going to be more lyrical than some people's stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, you're never going to get like Dr. Seuss, like, you know what I'm saying? Super like simple, but same time, you know, I just like to have fun sometimes. Like, this was the first album where I felt like I really let my hair all the way down. I just really was just like, bro, I don't care what nobody got to say about me. I don't care how nobody react to it. I'm doing this for me and the people who gonna love it. I'm rocking with them, and the people that I lose because it doesn't sound like 7 cities or anything previously that I did. It's like, I'm not here to keep regurgitating myself over and over again. Like, I'm here to, like I said, shake the table and ruffle feathers. That's what I'm here to do.
What were your feelings though when it first came out? Were you nervous at all? Because that's what's that. Okay.
I wasn't nervous because I'm like, this is what God set on my heart, and it's like a lot of things it's just like a gut feeling. Okay. And it's just like, you know, when somebody has like the it factor. Like some people call it je ne sais quoi. Yes. You know, when it's just a feeling. Right. And I was talking to my mom the other day, and I was telling her my goal as an artist is to, every time I put a piece of content out, whether it's an album, whatever it is, I want people to be as excited as they are or as they were as kids opening up a Christmas gift. Because that feeling is like, for me, I know growing up, my parents made sure I had great Christmases. To this day, I remember some of the Christmases that I had as a kid. And I remember that feeling. That's what I'm here to do as an artist. When you listen to the intro, when you listen to the album, when you see the album cover, when you see the aesthetic and the vibe that I'm pushing, I want you to, because it's my gift to the world. So I want it to have that feeling in your gut that's like, dog, he really just gave me this nice gift, this Christmas present. And just like that feeling is what I go off of from the podcast that we started. Everything, it has to have that feeling of excitement and bring excitement to people. And so while I'm on that topic, my biggest thing now is, you know, and I just gotta say this before I forget, with this project, and just, we live in such a fast-paced society now that a lot of times people will put their music out, promote it for 2 to 3 days max, and then they're on to the next. But if you treat your music like that, other people will treat your music like that. If you treat it like it's fast food, people gonna eat it and shit it, and that's it. And like, I took a long time curating this project, from the sequencing to the little, you know, samples in between the songs, just everything. So this is soul food. This is going to stick to your ribs. And that's why I'm not pressed to just get off this, because it took me some time to sit in that kitchen and cook this up. So my biggest thing is, like, in that same vein, as serious as I take my music, as serious as I take my craft, I don't even want to hit on it too long, but if I put the album out and I promoted it for it dropped on Friday, if I promoted it that Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday we off to something else, first of all, that might say something about your artistry. But second of all, for me, it's like, if I only spent 2 or 3 days promoting it, I feel like people would have like more of an excuse not to support it, because it's like, okay, he just spent a weekend promoting it, and now we on to something else. With this album, I've been intentional with putting it in people's face. From the content, it's like, yo, I've been promoting the album now for 3 weeks. I haven't ran out of content yet.
That's fire.
I'm still doing content. So what I'm saying is, that's why it irritates me, where, you know, if I put something out and somebody don't acknowledge it, that's one thing. But I haven't just posted a few times. I posted multiple times. You've had multiple opportunities to show support, whether it was a like, or a repost, a share, a DM, just something to keep me going as an artist. Just something to because it's like, you follow me, and I know Instagram algorithm is crazy, but I know you had to see something about me dropping. Yeah. Whether you actually took the time, because I know people are multitasking, they got kids, they got work, and everybody might not have 30 minutes to just sit down and play an album from front to back. But it's just the acknowledgement for me. Like, if I dropped and I only made a couple posts and I'm on to something else, cool. But I've been actively promoting this thing.
For sure.
So at that, just know I peep it and I take mental note of everything.
That's real.
So I just need people to keep the same energy across the board. I'm gonna just leave that right there.
Yes. First of all,
does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. And as a fellow creative, like, sometimes there are moments it's like, wow, you really reposted Nicki's. I love Nicki. You understand, I'm a Barb, but you really reposted Nicki's single. She don't know you, like, at all. But you're not reposting, like, your friend, your homie, your family member. Like, I never understand that.
The biggest support that I've gotten has surprisingly come from people that I do not know. It is people, like, since I dropped the album, my Spotify numbers have been through the roof, and I'm looking at my analytics, and I'm getting people from France, I'm getting people from New Zealand, I'm getting people who never even heard of T.Cooke before, and they're hitting me, they're DMing me, they're finding me on social media and giving me kind words. They don't have to do that, but it's like, it saddens you when people that are in close proximity to you can't even, yo, I see you, bro. Right. But what's crazy to me is, like, so online, that's why I said, like, the internet don't even seem like a real place sometimes, because you will be hung up on somebody not showing you, quote unquote, love online. But then when you come across them in the streets, it's all smiles and Hallmark cards. And the first salutation that they say out of their mouth is, yo, you just dropped, right? Or, yo, I seen that. But if you look at my likes and you look at my views, I ain't see that you seen it. So how do I gauge what my impact is if you never acknowledge me? Like, yo, everybody know, like, you can ask my manager, we've had the same numbers, the same phone number since middle school.
Wow.
My number hasn't changed. So when people try to act like I'm the one that switched up, I never switch up on people unless they switch up on me first. And so the energy that I'm on is like, that's just where I'm at right now. So I had to say that because I felt like that was very imperative for people to take. That's how I feel right now.
I'm very happy you said that. And when we think about, like, who we consider, like, the greats of our generation, the Beyoncés, the Kanyes, the Drakes, those people, I don't think they do that quick. Like, I'm gonna put something out for the weekend, and then you're gonna see about it Sunday, Monday, like you said, and then disappear. I do think some of our favorite artists, like, they take time. Like you said, you're gonna see the content over time. Sometimes we may like the album for a little bit, but then love it a month later. Like, it doesn't just go away. And I can really appreciate, like, putting the time and effort in, because I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
And if you feel like you that confident in your art, like 50 said, if you just made it only for yourself, you should have kept it on your laptop. Like, for me, I'm going on I'm trying to do a full press run for this tape. I'm really trying to be in front of people's faces, because, like I said, it might be week number 3 or 4 and somebody come across, yo, let me check this guy out. Right. But if I believe in this tape, I believe that this tape is going to open some doors, because it's already has for me. It's already opened doors for me. So why would I just put this out and then I'm on to do something else? Like, nah, like, it's been 5 years since I dropped, and I ain't gonna say it's gonna be 5 years before I drop again. But what I'm saying is, I'm not gonna promote this project for 5 days.
I feel you.
That's what I'm saying.
So, and I love that there's always, and I've told you this, I've told Brian this, like, there's always a level of, like, professionalism with everything y'all do. And I can just really, really appreciate that, because, as I'm sure y'all have experienced too, it is not always like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
And I think that shows in the marketing, that shows in the delivery, that shows in everything. So, can you talk to me about that? Why is that so important to you, like, that professionalism? And have y'all ever had an experience where it was like, we ain't never doing that again? We not putting a person out, but maybe like an experience where you're like, this was not professional, but it taught me something.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and those be the letdowns, right? Like, you try to invest in people and give them opportunities. I'm all about giving people opportunities. Even when people take the opportunity, use it as a springboard to do something else and then like never reach back.
Okay.
Like I do be sometimes feeling a way about that.
Yeah.
Cause it's like I've given a lot of people their first speaking roles. I've given a lot of people their first acting roles. I've given a lot of people they put a lot of people in their first music videos and stuff like that. And I'm not expecting you to like kiss my ass or nothing like that. Yeah. But it's just like, it's called a spade a spade. I'm dealing with facts here. So at the end of the day, you do have people that we've worked with that I won't work with again. You know what I'm saying? And that saddens me because it's like I would never reached out to work with you if I didn't want to continue building. Right. You know what I'm saying? Course. And so, but the people who we do, the inverse of that is the people that we do come across that are a pleasure to work with. They get used and get the call multiple times. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you can ask people who I've worked with multiple times, they will say, yo, anytime Cooke got something, he put me in it. Anytime Cooke got something, he hit me up. So it's like, I think you got one time with me at least, and with me and my management, you got one time to make an impression. And that's why it's important for me as an artist, because it's like I've done so many things over my solo career that I never know when somebody came across me. It might have been Name Drop. It might have been Monopoly Money. It might have been the documentary. It's been so many different pieces of content that I've had my hand in over the years. I never know when they found out about me. But if I do a certain level of quality control across the board, I know it's gonna pay off. Like everything that I've done has been at a high level, and if I can't even do it at a high level, there's no point to even play with it. So I don't even, what Lola Brooke say, don't play with it, don't play with it. Like I don't play. Like this is not a game to me. Like I've like put my blood, sweat, and tears in that, and I'm passionate about it, and I feel like it comes across in the presentation. I'm all about presentation. I don't even care half of the time about nothing else. Like presentation first. Like I feel like I can really like sell anything to anybody because it's about marketing. It's about, when you do an event, it's about putting asses in seats. When you do an album, it's about getting the streams. So I feel like, half of the time, like I said, I can't even really dig deep into people's music because it's just not appealing to me. Like the artwork don't be appealing to me. The rollout don't be appealing to me. But if it was, I would probably click on a lot more projects, a lot more albums. But like when it first come across me and that first impression don't hit me and it don't feel like a Christmas gift, I'm good on it.
I like that example. Yeah, and I've seen that too. It's projects that, you hear it or maybe it's a film, you see it, it's like, oh wow, that was good, but like, how have I never heard of it? And then you see like what maybe the Instagram page or a website, and you're like, oh, that's why. Like I wouldn't have clicked on it. So sometimes it really is like that whole presentation. So that's exciting. But I gotta ask you, where do you see yourself? You said this is 5 years. So where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Like what do you want your artistic career to look like 5 years from now, and then just in the future?
That's a great question. 5 years from now, like I definitely like want to have some type of backing, whether it's label, whether it's investors, whether it's Silicon Valley, whoever, to like actually see a young brother from the 757. We come from an area that, like for real, is definitely something in the water. So much talented individuals, so many talented individuals that I'm just a kid from Newport News with a dream. So I just want somebody to see that and maybe see myself in them and like, you know what? I'm going to give this brother a shot. Because I feel like a lot of people that know that I do music, know that I do films and everything like that, they're like, it's cute. He do his little music or whatever. It's cute. Like, yeah, he a little artist or whatever. And it's like, I think the people who hate on me know that I'm one step away from really turning up on their ass. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they know. Like, if this dude rubs shoulders with the right person, he's out of here. So, if he do get out of here, it ain't gonna be because I showed him no love. I really feel like people really and they wholeheartedly feel like that. Like, this brother is one strategic move from being in a different tax bracket, from people treating him different. And my biggest thing, I heard Kanye say something. He was just like, if you hang around people who treat you like you aren't who you are, you will forget who you are. So anybody that's a naysayer, anybody that ain't on the same vibe or frequency that I'm on, you gotta go.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I don't need it in my life. Yeah. I won't tolerate it.
Yeah.
And when I work with you, I'm going to get the best product out of you. Yeah. I'm going to, you know, I'm that person that, you know, when we're talking about the visuals and stuff, I'm the person that is going to make people step their visuals up. It's not even a conversation that I got to have with them. They just know, yo, I'm doing something with Cook. I got to come correct. Because that's the bar that I'm setting for myself. And that's the bar that I'm trying to set for local artists in the 757 in general. That's a precedence that I'm trying to set. Yeah. It's a standard of excellence. So with that being said, like, yeah, I just won't allow people. I know how much time, energy, and money that I put into my craft, and I don't tolerate no disrespect. Yeah. Like I told my homies before I dropped the album, we not tolerating no disrespect when I drop. We not letting nobody say nothing about nothing that we didn't did. Cause you know what, bruh, if they can't see, the proof is in the pudding. Yeah. The proof is in the pudding. And one person that I didn't shout out last time in my interview with Mia LeRae, shout out to her as well.
Great interview, by the way.
Appreciate that. I didn't shout out the photographer. Shell's Photo is who did the whole photo shoot for my album cover.
Looks bomb. Okay.
He's amazing. He's one of the best photographers in the 757, and I've been wanting to work with him for the longest, but I just didn't have, you know, the right project to tap his line. Yeah. But he super professional, and when I seen how good the photos came out, it made it that much easier for me to do the digital booklet that I did for the album. Okay. And that's on Apple. That's on Apple Books and everything. So yeah, it's just like my eye for just everything is just super, super detailed, and he did his thing on the album cover, so shout out to him.
Oh yes, the album cover looks great. The model's gorge, like the colors, everything is just. I was like, I went to your Instagram and I was like, whoa, everything's all bright. I'm telling you, it feels very summer. Like, it's like, dang, I do want to go to Miami. Not to be a 305, just to go. Just enjoy the waves, guys. But yes, but it gives that vibe. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. But
absolutely. What
can we expect next? I'm hoping you're about to say a music video. What can we expect next, and where can everybody keep up with you?
What can you expect next? What's the meme? Prepare to be sick of me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, people literally might just press unfollow because I'm not finna stop promoting this album anytime soon.
Love it.
I'm gonna keep in front of their faces. I'm gonna keep on their head top. That's just what I'm on. Hopefully we can get a visual out for probably one of the songs that you mentioned. I talked to Big Will the other day and told him, like, we might do something for our 304 from the 305. So, that's really what's next. As far as where people can find me, of course, it's T.Cooke Official on Instagram, The Cookbook on Twitter, and T.Cooke Official on TikTok. I'm going to try to, you know, since I went viral on there, I'm going to try to, you know, post a lot more on there and be active on there. But yeah.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much. You know, for real, like, I think you're a great person, as you already know, but I also really love the music, like, for real. I really like the artistry, the film, the fashion, all of it. So I'm just congrats on a successful album. I can't wait to see what's next.
Absolutely. I appreciate you taking the time out and doing the interview with me. I know you got big things down the pipeline, so I appreciate your time. And yeah, thank you again, for real. She gon' bust it down like a field trip. And yeah, she Gucci down, that's that real drip.